At one point, you weren't like, you were Tony Hawk to me, but not to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Now the rest of the world's like, holy shit, Tony Hawk.
All right, Tony, you were never that rad anyway.
That's pretty fucking awesome. I actually really like that.
On the rad email list, I was never that rad. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hawk versus Wolf. I feel like we should be Hawk with Wolf or Wolf
You're
with
the
Hawk.
one that said versus.
I know, it sounded cooler then.
Now you want to...
No, we're still versus. We're still battling it out. We're battling for ratings.
Someone said to me, are you guys going to fight? And I was like, no, not at all. I don't even really disagree with you. So this is tough.
No,
for the...
you could teach me to fight.
That's a video?
I'll go fight a wolf. Does that sound good?
And then we can leave it alone.
That's it.
Why is it called that? Well, this one time I trained Hawk
This
to
one
fight
time
the
Tony
wolf.
fought a wolf.
And then we just started talking to each other after that.
That might be it.
But man,
you're
I
right.
would
Well,
gladly...
it does sound cooler. It kind of pulls you in, and then it's like, well, yeah.
I would gladly come here with pads to teach you like some boxing shit so that you could like do that to
survive
someone.
in the wild.
No, just punch somebody I know in the face. Like, I don't. Like someone's gonna jump you at the gas station and thank God Jason taught me the 1-2, got me out of there. Like probably not. It's not gonna work. But it would be funny if you punched like Steve-O.
Oh yeah,
because Steve-O loves the UFC now. You were just on his show and he
can
loves
take a punch.
And he can take a fucking shot.
Yeah, right.
Like up there with some of the best. But skinny small man who doesn't actually fight, yes, he for a human can take a remarkable shot. But what I've found in fighting, even if you're a really tough skateboard dude or a moto dude, and my knuckles hit you in the face,
yeah,
this bit we haven't conditioned.
Right.
Like you hit me in the elbow, and I'm like, man, I've been hitting my elbow my whole life.
Right.
But when I started fighting and people punched me in the face, I remember like, ow, you know what I mean? Like I can't see now. Like when you punch me in the face. But after 10 years of it, you go numb in your face. Because the thing is, if you get hit, the second one's worse. So you have to eat the first one in a fashion where if you go like that, I'm not looking.
Yeah.
So the second
another one's coming.
So you have to eat it and go. So Steve-O doesn't look like he's at the experience.
I feel like Steve-O would just, I mean, no way am I going to do damage to him, but I feel like Steve-O, if he took a big punch like that, he would just go out gracefully like, yeah, well, I'm out again.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, Steve-O wakes up and goes, did you get it? You know what I mean?
Right, that's it, yeah.
I can relate to this. I'm like, as long as it's on video, it's
God.
not that bad
I
of a
did
deal.
Steve-O's podcast.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not sure if it's airing before this or not, but the best was we only had this limited window to do it because he said he had to have a meeting. I only had a certain amount of time in the day. And he's like, that's all right, dude. I got to get on the phone at 11. And I was like, all right, it's fine. So we start doing the podcast and I could see that the clock's starting to count down. You know, it's getting close to 11 when he said, and we're kind of wrapping it up, but I don't feel like we're really finishing everything.
He hadn't said, and that's the show.
That's it. Yeah.
Thanks for being on.
And then
see you next week.
He pulled out his phone and I thought he was going to show me a photo of something we were talking about.
In the middle of a discussion.
Kind of. I mean, I'm still talking to Scott, who was there. You know, he has like a co-host.
Oh, okay.
And then Scott was the same, like, oh, well, Steve's going to show something. And then he pulled out his phone and he goes to his calendar and clicks on the Zoom link for 11 o'clock and gets on a Zoom call.
Okay.
but I thought it was awesome.
Okay, I'm very happy to know that you thought that was awesome.
It was.
But as a guy that's known him, because you've known Steve-O, myself, for decades, and you've seen like little Jason Ellis and little Steve-O, you know, and same, look, dude, at one point you weren't like, you were Tony Hawk to me, but not to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Now the rest of the world's like, holy shit, Tony Hawk. and I remember like when that started, like being in an airport and someone's like, holy fucking shit, Tony Hawk. And I'm like, whoa, like this kid is really amped on meeting you. This is not normal for us. And I could tell this person doesn't skate and he's just shitting a brick that you are here. And now I see Steve-O like at the UFC, like he's like, oh man, good luck with that and the UFC posts his tweets no matter what he says.
Right.
Oh man, I took a huge shit. They'll post Steve-O in the middle of the UFC fight that he said he took a huge shit. They love him. So he's up there. I'm interested to see your opinion of, let's say you did my show and I was like, just so you know, I've got a fucking meeting afterwards. You know I'm a busy guy. I got a lot of stuff going these days too. I know you really well, but I feel like if I was like, yeah, man, look, it's been good. Hey, you know what I mean? I feel like you and I, we're really good friends, but I would leave and then I'd go home maybe and I'd go to my wife, I'd go, fuck, I fucking interviewed Tony today and just went, hey, fucking meeting, and fucking left. And I didn't even say anything to Tony afterwards. I would call you afterwards.
I mean, you have to see it to see the context, but also he kind of tried to be funny by including me in the meeting, like, yeah, check it out, dude. I just interviewing Tony Hawk at the podcast, and then.
But it's still the podcast,
right, and then he went into it, and then he was in it,
and you're gone,
and then he was in it, and I was like, well, I guess we're done here.
Did he look over when you said, I guess you're done?
I mean, he could tell that we were ending the show. And then he got up and left.
So when you were like, I guess we're done.
I don't think it was a dick move. I thought he did it to be kind of funny, but also because he had to be on time.
Okay.
Like he was very much, even going into it, I was like 5 minutes late getting to his place.
And he was worried?
No, it was just more like, dude, we got till 11. You
right.
know? I said, okay, oh yeah, let's go. Let's go do it.
I'm happy he's really busy and organized and everything's going for him because, man, that guy was a steaming pile of shit. And he, out of anybody, I was like, you know what? I don't think they're ever going to get him right. Because I've seen people that are less addicted than him that never got better.
Right.
And I was like, man, he's really bad.
Yeah.
And to know that he did all that work and the sober
living. Did you know
living,
about his whole rad email list?
No.
When he was in the throes of his addiction, he would collect email addresses of people that he thought that were like wanted to hear him or that were famous or whatever. And so he had this, what he called the rad email list of, and this is, I don't know, 2000, 5-ish, maybe even before that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It's amazing that he's keeping the email list and doing all those drugs.
It was before, it was before like.
Why keep the email list?
It was before social media, right? So it was the kind of thing that was like, Steve-O wants to be heard. And so he would just write these kind of just meandering things about whatever he was doing or things he wanted to the group.
Oh, wow.
And then I ended up on the rad email list because Knoxville accidentally put out an email and didn't BCC all the people he sent it to. So there were all these, like Howard Stern was on there.
And saw it and just added
so he just grabbed them all. And started,
what a fucking monster.
And just started like, welcome to the rad email list, dude. Yeah, this is we're taking this thing for as if that was a blog or something that was going to take off.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. Like,
did it make sense or was it sometimes?
A lot of it was just.
Right. He was going off the rails.
I was out of it for sure.
Right.
But there would be these sort of, he would focus on one subject and just go into these, whatever nonsense. And at some point I was reading, I was just like, whatever this is not good.
Yeah. No, he's
this is not healthy.
Yeah.
And then he got a list of more emails. Like he somehow got another CC and he was like, oh, like I got more. But then at that time, you could only put so many people on an email list, on a CC email.
Yeah.
And so he's like, man, we're trying to grow this thing, this rad email list, but I only got room for so many. If anyone doesn't want in, just let me know. And so I was like, at that point, I just wasn't reading them because they would just come and it was a flurry and it was so long.
Yeah.
And so I was just
but you said, I don't want to be on it.
So yeah, big mistake.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Big mistake.
Why would you do that?
I replied, I'm out. Like, I don't have time to read it. Thanks. Or, I was nice, but I was just like,
yeah, but
I don't have time to read it. So then he sends this email blast about how he was always a better street skater than me. And I was never basically just ripping me apart. I mean, I remember it. He like every time that we do any kind of interview, he talks about it.
He should.
What's that?
He should. That is so offensive on so many levels. Like, you know me, dude.
I feel like part of the reason I think that he still thinks he's trying to make it up to me. So when we do all this stuff for charity and we do the double wall ride and the prints and stuff, I think they're still in the back of my mind, like, dude, I got to make it up to Sony. Like,
you do.
He doesn't at all.
No, you do. You do. He's saying no, but according to me, you do.
What did he say?
You shit on him because he said he didn't want to be a part of your gibberish?
I think he wrote, the first line was, all right, Tony, you were never that rad anyway.
That's pretty fucking awesome. I actually really like that.
On the rad email list, I was never that rad.
Man, I hate to break it to you. You were never going to be a good guy. Like, all these people that never made it, you know why you didn't make it? Because you're not that I hate to do it. I don't even hate to do it. You can't do it. Novak, you're not good. You know what I mean? Oh, Bucky, you were never better than Bucky. You're not as good as the guys that are the best. Deal with it. Man, I love everyone's, oh man, in my heyday, I could have schooled, like.
Oh, yeah.
You could have.
But I think Steve-O, he was just on a bender.
Yeah, because I think around that time
that was when they had their intervention right around that time.
That's when he had a rap album, right? Because that was
I think it was coming, and then he was like,
he hated me,
cutting holes in his apartment to spy on people and stuff. That's all in that
he's doing
documentary.
Meth, right? All kinds of bad stuff.
He was always doing
so he didn't sleep.
Whippets.
Oh, the whippets. That's right. Mm-hmm. I believe Steve-O is home free. Mm-hmm. He's doing the work. He's never gonna. He just looks solid. And I think everybody knows that. Like, Dana White doesn't give you Steve-O.
It's funny when they went into doing that new Jackass, how the levels of sort of the top billing was always it was Knoxville and Bam were the top billing, and then it was like fell down Steve-O, Pontius, Dave England, everyone. And when they went around to do this movie, it was kind of going to come around the same offers, the way I could tell. Oh. And I think Steve-O was like, I've been working a lot since the last movie. Yeah. I've raised my profile, and I think that's why he, got to hopefully get a better deal. I don't really know.
Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis and Tony Hawk here talking about Keeps. Keeps is a thing that did not exist when I started to go bald. So I shaved my head, and then I got a wolf tattooed on my skull. Very painful. At one point, blood was pouring out of my head, and there was a bunch of people standing around going, whoa, dude, that's tough. And I had no plan to be tough. I was just like, wow, what has happened? If only Keeps had have been there for me, none of this would have happened, and I wouldn't be this terrifying individual that you see before you who...
That's it. That's all it took.
If I, still to this day, if Keeps could somehow get it to just come back like Tony Hawk's head, the authorities would no longer see me. Look at you, Birdman.
I'm trying. It's not all there. I'm gonna need some help soon.
Whatever how dare you?
I'm not going, but you know what? I'm not going as far as you went with it.
I'd
rather go with Keeps.
I'm Homer Fudd over here. Anyway, Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair. You see a virtual doctor, consultations, and it's delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You don't have to leave your home, everybody. Low-cost treatments start at just $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic version, discreet packaging. I mean, do we have to be discreet anymore? Just be proud of it. You get your hair, you champion. But if you want to be discreet, there it is. You can be. 5-star reviews. This stuff really works. And I've seen people that it's actually a lot more than I thought. I thought maybe if you were going bald, you took it and then it kept that. But some people look like they get their hair back. Maybe they're not as far gone as me. But anyway, if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/wolf. Sorry, Tony, you're not in it. To receive your first...
Do you even need me anymore?
Yes. Yep. Let me think about it. Yeah.
Well, let's start editing those promo codes.
It's too late for me, so why not put the Hawk in the promo code?
Yeah, come on.
He's got the hair. So that's Keeps, KEEPS.com keeps.com/wolf to get your first month free, everybody. Keeps.com/wolf. Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis here talking about Athletic Greens, the most comprehensive daily nutritional beverage you have ever tried. Dang, that's confident. But I will say this, as a man that drinks green drinks and has always drank green drinks, even before it was cool to drink a green drink, I was drinking it because the MMA community knew way before all of you other people. Well, now Athletic Greens figured out a way to take the dirt taste out. Tastes like a drink, like a nice drink. Even tastes like it might even be quenching my thirst with like some stuff that like hydrates you, not dirt.
You mean it doesn't taste like a lawnmower? Is that what you're trying to say?
It's trippy because it's
that's what most of the green drinks taste like, other than those.
Yeah, see, Tony Hawk's had a couple of green drinks in his time as well, you can tell. But if these guys are not lying, and I'm willing to believe that one tasty scoop, true story, of Athletic Greens contains 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source ingredients, including the multivitamin and multimineral probiotic green superfood blend and more that work together to fill your nutritional gaps in your diet, increase energy and focus, and aid with digestion, support health, immune system, all without the need of multiple products. It's just this drink you have every day. So if you're busy and you didn't eat what you wanted to eat, then you can just have Athletic Greens. It's the one thing you can add to your routine where you have somehow became a healthier person, all just by putting this scoop in some water every day. It's not that difficult. Try right now. A free 1-year supply of vitamin D, free trial with free travel packs with your first purchase if you visit it simply at athleticgreens.com/Hawkwolf. There he is.
Is it on? Is it happening?
You're on. Yes. Fire away at Will, Birdman. Just Hawkwolf the crap out of this.
Well, I don't know. I remember there was one that we did recently that was only wolf.
Yeah. Well, look, you great skateboarder.
I'm not gonna lie.
I am pissed that they did that because I know that it's going to bum you out. But anybody listening from now on, sponsors, it's Hawkwolf. It's never just Wolf. Okay, let's be fair.
That's right.
So
Always
this one,
Hawkwolf.
AthleticGreens.com/Hawkwolf. There you go. Yeah, that's right. And you get a free year supply of vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important. It's good. Google it. It's good stuff. Thank you, Athletic Greens. Did that make Bam angry?
No, I don't think. I'm not talking about in the context of what it meant to Bam. I just thought it was interesting that he was the one that really rose to a new level of awareness, of reach.
Which I think is amazing because he was the last person I'd want to know at one point. And now I see, like, you could be in the UFC. They love you that much. And they're a very organized company that don't deal with psychopaths.
Right.
And he was at one point a psychopath.
Yeah.
And now he's like the great Steve-O, great comedy, great, like everybody loves him. Dana White to me, I'm like, this is a poster boy of it's never too late to get your shit back together.
Yeah.
Because I would have said,
oh man, he's such a great advocate for sobriety.
I don't know a better one.
Yeah, best one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, amazing
recovery.
Yeah, and I know I saw him a couple of times on my show when I was on Sirius, and he always brings up weird things to me, like you always have a problem putting yourself down. And I go,
I think we need some closure. I think we got to bring him on here.
Oh, okay. Oh no, he'll come on here.
Okay.
I think you'll let me be here if he comes.
Well,
on.
I could be some sort of mediator.
I don't need to. I have said something here, haven't I? I don't.
No, you just.
I get weird. I asked him to be. Can I be on your show the other day? And he was like, I can't do it. And then you were like, hey, I'm going on Steve-O's show, and I was like, fair enough. But I was like, am I that bad of an interview? I usually am pretty good. But Dax Shepard said the same thing. He's like, love to have you on, but the audience is female. And I was like, so no? Or maybe down the road. And I was like, man, can you just, because you know me, I can take no.
Right.
I can't take, oh man, I'm on hiatus right now. But
right.
when we come back and I'm like, oh wow, you're going to do that? You don't even have the balls to say no. It's okay if you don't like me. It's okay. I can live.
Yeah, just trying to stall you out
Yeah, like I don't want to come back and be like, hey, what about now?
Right.
When he'd made up his mind a long time ago.
Yeah.
Same
yeah,
as the Stunt show.
That's a bummer. Yeah.
The last time
Yeah.
Stunt said no, I was like, what? Every year I pull my dick out. I'm huge here.
Right,
and they're
right.
like, yeah, not today. And I'm like, okay, so when the book comes out, pitch again? Yeah. And then I pitch the book
Right.
out, and Baba Booey's like, nah. And I'm like, wait, that was a 5-minute. It took him 5 minutes to say no, which means you didn't read the book. You didn't even look at the book.
Right.
You just said not right now. And I was like,
Right.
oh, wow, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it took 3 tries for me to go.
for you to understand that was a no.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a hard no, but it was a no.
On the third one, when they were like, no, I'm like, oh, wow, it's official.
Yeah,
You can
that's a
fuck
no.
right off.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Right. Well,
Thanks for the good time.
in
son.
Steve-O's defense, he and I have done a lot in the last year, and he
Dude.
wanted to wrap it up.
And having Tony Hawk on your podcast is good for your podcast. I don't know this guy with the accent is not a guaranteed good for your podcast.
Are you talking about you?
Yeah, I'm just some guy. I'm okay with it. Like, oh, Jason Ellis. Oh, Jason Ellis? Fuck off. Who the hell am I?
I disagree, but
This show, 50% of the first episode is like, yeah, I love Tony. He's doing great. And I could give or take this guy on the side. Or some people might be like, I really like that guy. He accentuates Tony's stories. But it's going to be this guy.
You know what?
And I'm okay with that.
Steve-O said something funny. And I don't want to just dwell on Steve-O, but he did say something funny about I was the first one on his new podcast, Wild Ride.
Oh, okay.
That was the first interview a year ago, more than a year ago.
Was it in a van?
In a van.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, this is sick. Like, we're starting off with a bang. This is so good.
Yeah.
He's like, couldn't have gone any better. He sent it to whoever puts it together.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you think? The guy's like, meh. And he's like, what? He goes, yeah, you should have let him talk a little more.
Oh, wow. As an interviewer, when the boss tells me that I should have.
But the funny thing is that's exactly how I felt when we talked to Lizzie. I was like, that was a banger, got us out.
Wait, you think someone's going to tell us?
No, I just said that's crazy because that's how I feel about our first show. And now I don't want to hear someone say that to us.
Oh, get ready for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
Get
sure.
ready for people's opinions on how bad you are at what you do. Man, everything I do on the radio is some people are like, best thing ever. Worst thing I've ever heard. You might
yeah.
be the dumbest human. And I'm like,
Yeah, but they live for that. They live
Yeah.
for that on social media. Do you ever get down the rabbit hole? I mean, I don't do this anymore because it's torturous. But when someone is just talking,
I'm so happy to know that you've at least gone down it.
I'm down. I went down it. Yeah. And then someone's, talking, like saying rude things, whatever, talking smack. And then you go to what's usually on Twitter because you can see everything they're saying.
Yeah.
And that's all they do all day long.
Right.
Is just talk shit to people.
See, that makes me feel better when someone's like, you're the worst radio host ever. And I look at his account and he's like, fuck you, Bill Burr. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Joe Rogan.
Right.
I'm like, okay, cool. This guy's a moron.
Yeah.
But if he's just said, I
Only to you.
love the Patriots and I love this game
Yeah.
and Jason's the worst radio host ever, I'm like, fuck, he might be right. I mean, go Pats,
Yeah, I guess there is that too.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, Jason Ellis and the Birdman talking about Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is the future of all cereals. I remember when I used to eat cereal and then I woke up today and ate some cereal. I am a cereal digesting man. I will not stop. I don't care. But I'm really excited that this podcast is sponsored by them because they're the fanciest, smartest cereal that isn't like I can still eat it when no one's looking and it's tasty. Like, I don't know what they did or how they do it, but it tastes like really tasty, sugary cereal that isn't bad for you. It's cereal for adults, but you can give it to your kids. It's just, I don't understand why all cereal isn't this. These guys
It's
are
not
the
just
future.
candy in a bowl like we're used to.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what it's got in it because you wouldn't tell. If I just gave you the cereal and you had some Magic Spoon, you wouldn't know that it has 0 grams of sugar. There's no way you would know that. It's also got protein, 13 to 14 grams, only 4 net carbs in each serving, 140 calories, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low carb. There's 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. They're really, really tasty, everybody. I highly recommend it. And I'm very proud that the show is tied in with this stuff. Go to magicspoon.com/Hawkwolf, grab a variety pack, and try it today. Be sure to use the promo code
Hawk Wolf.
He's good at that. Check out.
Always use the promo code Hawk Wolf.
Always check out and save $5 off your order. The Magic Spoon is confident in their product. It's baked with 100% happiness guaranteed. Aw, so you don't feel like you're for why? It's adorable. I like that. That was catchy. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Holy crap. So remember to get your next delicious bowl of gluten-free cereal at magicspoon.com/Hawkwolf and use the code
happiness.
Hawkwolf. Save $5.
Oh, sorry. Hawkwolf.
Hawkwolf. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode. You can't know because you put your finger on them and then it doesn't hurt. From experience of haters, usually someone says something like someone said to me, I stayed in a hotel before I came here last week and I went live on the balcony because my doctor called me. He's like, you're good as you know what I mean? I'll see you in 6 months for a checkup. And I'm like, okay. 3 months ago, he was like, you're going to die. Like you're going to get a heart surgery. And I'm like, oh my God. Now, and so I'm on the balcony. I'm like, people don't realize what kind of a gift this is. You know, like I'm looking at Thursday morning as, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like I got my life back.
Yep.
So I'm on the live feed. I'm like, man, you got to be grateful for your life. And someone's like, oh man, you completely changed. Thumbs down. I started laughing so much that I was tearing up because it made me so happy because I was like, you, without even knowing your account, are such a fucking loser. Like, man, you're all positive. I liked it when you hated yourself. Yeah. And then I did some like, you know what I fucking hate besides myself, obviously, is every fucker on the fucking planet. And don't forget, fuck me. And I'm like, is that more what you're liking? Because knowing that he liked when I was angry at people.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess what?
And less tolerant.
When I left the air, I was still, it wasn't fake. I was stewing in the car about somebody's pants. Now, you know what I mean? Like someone's like, oh, fuck you. And I'm like, maybe.
Well, yeah.
And then
you got a point there.
And then I drive up going, hey, I might be a cocksucker. There's you don't take no joy from my face. I'm still like, you could be right, could be wrong. I'm too busy having a day.
Yeah. Yeah, that used to affect me a little more than not anymore. It's whatever.
What age do you think you got to the point where haters did not bother you as much?
Well, it was more when, you know, I had a pretty good skate career through the 80s and just into the early 90s. And I used to get a lot of flack because my style sucked. I was a nerd, whatever. Because I wasn't Christian Osoy, right? Yeah. Pretty much that sums it up.
I should apologize.
No, but I'm just saying, like, and so I got a lot of ridicule for that, and it was hard. But at the same time, it forced me to just rise above it and be like, I'm going to prove them wrong. Right. Like, I'm going to learn all this stuff, figure out how to skate other terrain, and just prove them wrong. Like that was it. That's all I really had.
Right.
That was my toolkit. And then when things took a downturn just for, you know, popularity and came back again through X Games, through video game success, whatever. And then people started giving me flack for being a sellout. And I was just like, dude, please.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand the kind of stuff I had to endure before to call me a sellout. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's so far off that it can't even trigger anything.
Right. And then so through those years, I kind of had to fight and just for the legitimacy. Like, well, you can say it's selling out, but, you know, I'm endorsing products that I believe in.
Well played, man, because I can't believe you saw that coming.
No, so, but so then later on, it became to social media, and then people were hiding behind anonymous usernames and talking shit, and I was like, you're not penetrating this barrier now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been through it. People used to say it to my face. They used to say it about me in magazines. Like Thrasher used to print bad things about me when I won a contest.
I remember that.
You know, like, well, Tony just was, cheating on his airs and just looked like he was a mosquito flying around. And I was just like,
yeah. I was raised to hate you. I was a part of the community that told me that Tony was the worst, that he had a pink helmet. And I was like,
but
yeah,
what
right,
we're talking
like,
about is going down the rabbit hole of like people, ridiculing and the hecklers, basically. They're basically hecklers online, right?
Yeah, it's just way easier to heckle.
Yeah, and at some point it's like, and I also have that attitude, like I've heard Joe Rogan say, we're just post and ghost. I'll post something that I know I like and I'm proud of, and I know it's going to get a bunch of hate.
Right.
And I'm just not going to read it.
Right.
Because I stand by it. It's out there, but you can do what you want with it.
Right. Yeah, okay. I understand the same thing. There's certain things that I post. People get angry at me for Onnit. Onnit's been sponsoring me for 10 years. I take their supplements before I train. I take Alpha Brain before I do the show because I find that it gets me a little more alert. Like, I don't take it off the mic. I take it. You know what I mean? Like, I use their kettlebells off the mic.
Yeah.
They work. Yeah. And someone's like, oh, man, those supplements, it's easy for you to say. Like, they cost so much money. And I'm like, do you got any other Alpha Brain that's cheaper?
Right.
But it's like, I can't. I get I see your angle, but I also
not a big insult. They cost so much money.
Well, it's either that or it's easy for you to say, which is used to bum me out, but now it's like I came here with no money at all. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't read, you fucking assholes. I have no education at all.
Yeah.
And I got enough money to get a fucking jacuzzi. Fuck you. Like, you could do it. If I could do it, this is like a fact for me. Like, I don't even know who you are, hater on Instagram, but I bet you've got a better education than me. You could do it,
yeah.
So don't tell me like easy for you to say. It wasn't that easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Even the radio thing. Oh man, easy for you because you're swinging off Tony Hawk's nuts. I saw somebody say when I got let go, somebody on Opie's team say the only reason I was on Sirius is because Scott Greenstein loved me. And I was like, if only. Yeah. I actually call bullshit that you don't know that Scott Greenstein doesn't give a fuck about me. Like,
well, here's the funny thing is, I know Scott Greenstein liked me very much, but still let me go. So
yeah, no, he liked me. He called me after he let me go. He's a very nice person.
Yeah.
Just, I got big at Sirius because my show was really good because I'm really fucking good at doing it. That's what happened, dude. Like, is it that painful for you to admit that?
I like how we're just airing our grievances about random people.
I blame Steve-O for this whole thing.
For heckling us.
What are we doing? This is
y'all. Stop it.
The Bitch Podcast. It's Tony Hawk and Wolf versus everybody.
That's it. Hawk Wolf versus everyone. We're like Detroit versus everybody.
Just give me 10 names and we'll do 45 minutes of fuck that guy. Never liked him.
It's like, was it?
I got a bad story about that guy.
Was it the Silent Bob where they go and they find all the people talking shit on the internet?
What?
Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah. What'd they do? They found everybody talking shit on the internet?
No, it was just one of the movies. I don't. People know what I'm talking about.
I missed it.
They decide that they get money and they decide with the money they get that they're going to go to each person's house that said bad things about them on a blog.
Yeah.
And beat them up.
I fight that every day, Tony. That sounded like such a good idea.
I think half the time that you engage someone when they do that, they're excited at the attention. They're like, oh man, no, I love you guys. It's cool.
If you do it in a way where you go, because I've gone, hey, go fuck yourself. And yeah, we're gonna argue. But if I go, hey man, like I'm just trying to get people to understand that maybe it's not so bad to be a lesbian or something. Like, I'm not like telling you like you need to stop living your life. And then it's more of a chance of them going, oh, wow, first of all, Jason's talking to me. And second, it's like, well, look, man, I'm hearing from Tucker Carlson or somebody like that, that fucking lesbians are bad. And I'm like, well, fair enough. But like, trying to understand my angle. Like, do you have a lesbian friend? Because maybe after you've had a lesbian friend or a gay friend, maybe you change your mind and be like, hey, let him live. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Who am I to say that you need to be a certain way?
Yeah, but it definitely doesn't work when you go, you're an idiot and here's why. Like you have to go soft, which to me, that's
everything is just an echo chamber to your own, that you're usually just talking to the people that already agree with you. And it's just like, why would you waste all this time putting this stuff out when everyone that follows you or that you engage with already believes this? That's one thing about social media. I mean, that I know I'm going in a different direction here, but there is a thing about that for sure.
You don't think that a lot of people follow you disagree with you? Well, I feel like
I'm talking about a lot of people who want to put out political things and stuff. I'm not. That's not what I do.
Yeah, I've seen what you do and what your wife does, and I feel like what I do and what my wife does is similar. Because I know if I go, hey man, that's not right, not a good idea for me to say it.
Right.
It's just too touchy for my opinion. If my wife's like, hey, that's not right, and nobody like attacks me for it, but I live in the same house.
Yeah.
So I'm probably okay with that.
Right.
So I just
that's true.
I let her do it. I see Kathy do stuff where I go, okay, good.
Yeah.
Me too. That's it.
That's funny. We both had that unique existence. I saw my sisters for the first time in like almost a year last night.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because you haven't been able to see them.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't made the effort really, but it's always been that sort of, I don't know.
Right, just to be sure. Wow.
But they're weeks on in their vaccination, and we had like it was my birthday, but we had a dinner party.
Yay, man.
Like 15 people. It's crazy.
I feel like that's my 50th is this year, and I was like, man, I really I don't even know if I care about another birthday for the rest of my life. October 11th. And I'm like,
yes.
Yeah. I'm so pumped someone's pumped.
Awesome. Yes.
I'm like, man, I really don't want that to be two of my friends at my house, like, happy birthday, Jace. I'd be like, wow. Zoom. Yeah. My mom Zooms
birthday
me.
Zoom, yeah. That's what I last year, we had our kids, obviously, and a couple of really close friends. And then Kathy pulled me into a room, like, I want to show you something. And then there's
and wait, I was on it.
Yeah, there was like 90 people on it.
It was insane. To say anything was the dumbest. They were like, say hello to Tony. And I'm like,
and they're trying to, but the funny thing is, like, this window guy is trying to talk to this window guy.
Oh no, when someone tried to reach out to me, I was like, shut up. Who's trying to talk to me right now? Like, shut up. Just say happy birthday and get the fuck out of here. There was so many people. I
kept clicking on people just to see what they were doing, and they were just kind of watching, like.
Yeah, I was like, I kept waiting for, hey, happy birthday, man. And like, thank you. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't, cause
just quietly leave.
And then someone was like, Ellis. And I'm like, nah, I don't have any, I don't even know who you are or what. I'm not going to go old time this right now. We got to go.
So let's not do that for your 50th.
Yeah. Let's fucking really not. I'll take a Zoom from Australians. Sure. That's it. If you're in America, fuck you. Get over to my house.
Do you still have to do 2 weeks in a hotel to go to Australia?
For sure you do.
Yeah. Even if you're vaccinated?
For sure you do. Australia doesn't play. They had like an outbreak and they shut it all down again because there was 3 people that had it or something. Like, they're not playing. They're very serious. And that's the other thing. I've really patched up things with my family in Australia. There was a little bit of a time there where they weren't too happy with all the stuff with my father. And then they realized that is true. And now they're like cool with me. And how
long did that take?
3 years, I think.
3 years from the time you exposed it. And for them to accept it.
Yeah. Well, they found out that he was doing some stuff before he passed away that I'd already known about, but my stepmother found out like 2 years ago. And then she called me to go, I didn't know that he was capable of stuff like that. So I guess if he did that, then anything's possible. And I was like, that's an apology, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's as close as you can get.
Yeah.
I get it. I've from being in therapy, I do know that when people are molested, and oftentimes the family doesn't believe that that's a possibility. So it's not like a rarity. It's actually kind of a regular thing. So that made it easier for me to deal with because I'm over here by myself, man. I got divorced. The only parents I had were my ex-wife's parents.
Right.
I was like, you guys are kind of like my dad. I don't have a family. Mm-hmm. And then get a divorce. And then my Australian family's like, we don't like what you said on the Stern show. And I'm like, it's what happened.
Right.
Like in my book is factual.
And why would I want to make up something like that?
Yeah, well, that was when I went back to Australia the last time. My brother and I had a bit of an argument, and he said, "You just made that up to get on the Stern show and be famous." And I was like, "Everybody else gets finished right now on the planet, but you are my brother, so
Right.
I'm just gonna leave and be so depressed for so long." I went back to America like
Dude.
2 days later and was just like, "I have no family, and I'm bummed, but I've been reaching out to them. I've been telling them, hey, I've got kids, and I talk to my kids when I'm not around them, and you guys don't. You never did, and you should start doing that. You should call my children. You should call me, because I've noticed other families in America that do that are happier people. Like, we should be family orientated every now and then." She's like, yeah, you're right. I'll try. But old habits, they call.
But
like,
have you spoken to your brother?
Yes. It's one time he got drunk and he texted me and got it out because he needed to be drunk. So we're a lot closer.
So that was a good thing?
What's that?
Usually like a drunk test like that is not a good thing.
Lee doesn't talk. Lee finds it hard to get it out unless he's had a couple.
Okay.
So when he's had a couple, he's like, hey man, I really respect what you're doing. And I was like, okay, he's drunk. Because usually he'd be like, yeah, good. I hope you're good.
Right.
Super dude. You know what I mean? Like, you got to keep it super manly.
Yeah.
If it's longer than 2 sentences, he's had a couple of beers. So he's like, and we talked, and I always reach out to him now, like, hey man, how are you? Good. Like, just, I'm your brother. You know what I mean? I know we don't see each other, but I'm here if you ever needed me.
Right.
So I think it's to the point where his daughter and my daughter are Snapchat friends.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm like, we should go over there.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, pandemic, you can't go. But
you can go. Just got to commit for a couple weeks.
Yeah. So what?
That would have been a lot easier 6 months ago to a year ago, probably. Right.
Oh, like
to
you mean
commit that time
to afford it?
Not to afford it. Well,
Because
maybe
that
to
one's
afford
going
it
to
too.
count. Trust me.
But I mean, just to go and to spend 2 weeks at a hotel. I mean, I said that to our skate team, when we were in the thick of all this, and we were like, we're going to do any demos, whatever. If we all go to Australia and just hole up for 2 weeks, we could go tour.
Yeah. And you said that?
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do it?
It wasn't that. It was just like, there's a lot of logistics involved, but I was throwing it out there. It would have been up to me to plan for sure. And it would have been like something that we would have to find sponsors, and it would have been a whole thing. But I'd said, that, and then we figured out ways to be productive here.
Okay.
And then that was off the table.
Yeah, because 2 weeks in a hotel room with the skateboard team.
Well, they're all hopefully got their own rooms, but yeah.
I didn't think they were in your room, but they might destroy the building, dude.
That's true.
I got friends that left to New Zealand, and they posted like, we're here in this nice hotel. It's only 2 weeks of quarantine. It's going to be great. And then like their video from like 5 days into it, and they're like, we really want to, we'd love to get out here, but it's still great, And I'm like, you're lying. You're lying so bad. You want out so bad. You could just tell.
We had an Australia tour. That was the first thing to fall when COVID hit in
because
you
were
February.
going.
We were going, yeah. We were almost, I think, just like 2 weeks away from flying.
Oh, wow. So you'd already paid for everything.
Dude, we have venues booked. We were doing I was doing speaking gigs. We were doing demo. We had a whole demo set up in Melbourne. A crazy demo. Yeah.
Big one.
New skate park. Yeah. New skate park with they're going to put a stage up. Band. We had support from the city.
Yeah.
And free.
Shit.
It was crazy. Yeah. And then.
And they lost it.
Yeah.
You going to do that, you think?
I don't know. I know that they actually did sell tickets to these venues.
So when it's all back, they'll get you back.
Because there's that band there called Birdman, and they play only covers from our video game songs.
Nice.
The soundtrack to the video games they play covers of. They're really good.
Yeah.
And they played here when we did that charity event. I think you went to it. The one in San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those guys, they're the ones who sort of put the tour together. They said, hey, we can play gigs. You could do like a Q&A. We'll sell tickets, and then that will fund us bringing the Birdhouse team, and then we'll do demos along the way. And it was like this whole 2 week tour.
Yeah.
And then poof.
Yeah, I'll say.
And I remember seeing people on social media. They're like, "What happened to the tickets? What if we?" And then I was like, "Dude, I don't know what to do." And then, the whole world turned upside down, so everyone forgot about that. But that was a bummer. I really want to go.
Well, that doesn't because I
mean-
follow some people in Australia, especially in Melbourne. There is a new skate park that I see people skating where I'm like,
Is
wow,
that one
it
near
looks
Sydney?
amazing. It's a concrete one in Melbourne that has big bowls and little like a big concrete area.
I think we were set up for that one,
And it
then
looks
one right
brand
outside
new.
of Sydney. I mean, whatever, like things,
I've seen Renton Miller do big airs in it, which tells me it's a really nice bowl too.
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like flying around doing kickflip indies and stuff like it's a vert ramp. So it tells me it's a nice bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go back.
But I
Especially
mean,
now
hey,
that I've
everyone.
got my skateboard legs again. I'd be like, let's go skate.
Let's go.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to that Paran ramp. That's not Paran. That's not
No.
my ramp.
No, that one's hard.
That thing is just a bad look for
That
me.
one's tricky.
I like the tennis court so I can reminisce that I used to live right there. Like that's my nostalgia moment. Like this tennis court next
People
to
are
the
coming
ramp.
to attack you with knives.
Yeah, meat cleavers and stuff.
Meat cleavers.
Those were great days.
Wow. But hey, I don't take any of this lightly. Like the whole last year has been tragic and traumatic.
know.
And so I don't like I feel flippant talking about I didn't get to go to Australia. It was just that was the first thing that dropped and then everything fell away after that.
I think you and I both are obviously very sympathetic towards people that have suffered from COVID. I mean, that's why I don't really hesitate too much on taking the vaccine because I don't want to potentially contract and give to someone else that could potentially pass away, like people that I know are not here anymore.
Mhm.
I don't understand how anyone isn't okay with trying to help. Oh man, their fat was their way. I'm like, I can't believe I'm your friend. Shouldn't have got fat. I'm like, wow, dude, if you die, I'll be very sad. I won't say
That's insane.
you're
I
shredded.
can't believe
So- Yeah, it's cold.
that. Yeah.
And it's because some other people have got in his head that are doing
Right.
this ain't real thing, which makes you a mean person.
Well,
Sorry, I went back to-
whatever's happening, we're getting on the other side of it.
So I do want to talk to Steve-O about fire, just to bring Steve-O back into the conversation.
About
'Cause I've
fire?
been doing fire stunts, and he is a king of
Oh,
fire
yeah.
stunts. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, teach me more of this way of fire. Because
He paid the price. You saw
He
when he
got-
burned his whole arm.
didn't he fall in fire, though? That's how he got the proper burn?
I'm not sure. I just know that I remember seeing his entire arm as a giant blister.
Right. Yeah, nah.
It was
The
super
pain-
gnarly. Do you remember? I remember the first time I saw Steve-O. The very first time
Was this in Tampa?
was in Tampa.
Me too.
Yeah,
Did he do a backflip off
Yes.
the hotel? Me too.
Yeah.
We were both there.
yeah.
Holy shit.
No, at the contest, not the hotel.
Oh, okay. Because he
At-
did the backflip off the roof of the hotel into the pool.
Right, and he recreated that not too long ago.
Did he?
Yeah, for one of those 8x10s. He made an 8x10 of that and signed it.
He went to the hotel
Yeah,
and did it
yeah,
sober.
yeah.
Because people that don't know, this guy is drinking. And everyone's like, yeah, Steve-O's going to jump. And I'm like, who? This guy's going to jump off. Then I'm like, whatever, great. And then it was like, there he is. And I'm like, what? Oh, wait, he ain't going to jump off that, is he?
Yeah.
I don't know this dude.
It's gnarly.
And then I'm like, yeah, he is. And I'm like, well, we're going to watch a person die. I just saw him. He's intoxicated. He shouldn't jump off that.
Right.
And then he did an awesome backflip into the pool and was like, yeah. And I'm like, holy shit.
So at that contest,
Yeah.
after the finals, it was like, all right, everyone stick around. Steve-O's going to do a stunt. And everyone's just going, what? Like Tampa. And, you got to understand, Tampa contests back then were just the dirtiest.
Yeah. People slept under cars.
People slept. People would basically take showers in the sink of the bathroom.
One time I didn't sleep and I went to the contest with 10th written on my t-shirt.
With what?
10th.
10th?
Yeah, because I was like, I'm going to make the final. Sorry, I made the final and I just wrote 10th on my t-shirt.
Oh, because you just
and
gave
I just
up.
stood on, I was like, I shouldn't have even been here. Like, I'm so hungover.
But it was right after the street event, and everyone's it's still chaos on the course. People are trying to skate and talk and whatever, and they're like, "All right, clear the course. Steve-O's gonna do a stunt." Everyone's like, "What?" He's like, "Okay, dudes, I'm gonna do a backflip and breathe fire
on the flat ground of the street course.
on the flat ground." Yeah, and everyone's like, "Is that skating?" What?
None of us have any idea what
And then-
this dude is.
And then he skates out, and someone helps him with the fire thing, and then he's like, "All right, here we go, ready? Woo! Wow!" And everyone's like, "Yeah, woo! Tampa Am,
That's
Tampa Pro,
it.
Tampa
And then
Pro."
he just leaves.
That was it. Yeah, I mean, we all applauded.
See, I feel
it was
like
a
he's-
stunt, but it was just like, But I couldn't figure out like what is that connected to skateboarding. I didn't realize like he was such a hardcore skater at the time.
Yeah, I thought he was a drunk local at Tampa.
Yeah.
Who people are like, you got to get a load of this guy. He'll kill himself for free beer. That's what I thought he was.
Yeah.
And at the hotel, everybody was drunk. So when he did that, he got a standing ovation. Like the whole place was raging for him.
Oh yeah, I mean he got enough of an ovation at the Tampa contest, and then they announced the winners.
Man, what a hustler, right?
That's pretty cool.
I know, but what a
yeah,
amazing hustle.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you had it came in any other way, I would have been like, fuck off, loser. But whoa, you did a backflip on fire over the. I'm like, this guy did the backflip, and it's like, skateboarders are like, hole pass.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you skate as well? Even better, man.
Yeah.
But you earned it because you were just a maniac.
Right.
At Tampa, man. To be a maniac at Tampa, that's tough. Because everybody's doing their utmost.
To be noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see people that are like decent, not drug-taking skateboarders, I've seen raging out of their brains in Tampa. Right. Like in that hotel. I don't know what that hotel is, but I've seen Alyssa Steamer just like barely, and I'm like, somebody needs to help her.
Yeah, it was
Jake Brown.
Crazy days.
Yeah, I loved those days, but I also.
It's funny how that contest, as chaotic as it was and how as lawless as it was legit and became more legit.
Yeah, because it's still now.
It's still now, and it's still chaos.
And it's still legit, though. All the big hitters go for that contest.
Oh, yeah, please. Dude, I don't, do you know who won X Games? No. Do you know who won Tampa Pro? Yes.
Right, because it's a way bigger deal.
Yeah, in the skateboarders.
For the skateboarders, for the real people.
I'm glad we put it in the video game at some point.
Shout out to Schaefer.
Yeah.
He's still there, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I thought that dude was cool.
Yeah.
That loop slam he did was really awesome. I was like, wow.
Yeah, he became a verb. Schaefered.
Oh, that's the Schaefer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that video making me really try not to do that when I did the loop.
Right.
I was like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw the video, I've done the loop, and I've Schaefered.
Oh, wow.
Ran the gamut.
Man, that is, to be that good at it and then to Schaefer yourself is so
hard.
Scary.
It's hard, yeah.
Because
I wasn't in a good place at the
it's
time.
almost like, oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I was just, woo! I was,
Were you saying you're not in a good place as in you were like stressed out or something?
No, I was just kind of careless, with what I was doing and not really. I wasn't taking it that serious.
Right.
And I was just like, dude, I got it.
Because it was so easy for you.
Yeah, I was doing this on tour every night and then realized that, this can go horribly wrong.
The loop is a very easy thing to ride when it's done correctly.
Right.
To the point where I could see how when you do it as many times as you have, go through the loop. Hey, who cares? Go through the loop. I don't think there would ever be a day where I wouldn't be like, all alerts on. You're going through the loop.
No, like I said, I took it for granted and I got careless. I won't be doing that again.
Yeah, we don't need that anymore, right?
No.
Has anyone ever done loop?
I don't know where that would exist to do that.
Just trying to get someone hurt, really, is all.
Yeah. No.
You still interested in jumping off a car onto a skateboard? Did you come to your conclusion that
jumping
was a stupid thing to do?
Oh, when you were talking about
step
maybe.
up, and then you go.
Yeah, maybe.
I love that.
Look at it.
Yeah, maybe I will. I mean,
I don't know.
shoot me. Hey, maybe shoot me off a car. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll shoot you off a car then.
We'll see. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, you should leave it at that.
Strong maybe.
I might tell you not to.
Okay.
We're not anywhere near home. I might be like, you know what? I have changed my mind.
All right.
You need to just watch.
All right, well.
If it's sketchy, you're not doing it.
Until next time.
We might do that in Vegas, though. Do you want to do it in Vegas?
Maybe.
I like this. I like on the spot, winding the podcast down, Tony Hawk style. What about this? Will you do this? What about this? Will you write a credit for my book?
You guys used to. That's how you got in the video game.
Is it?
Don't you remember? We were on Demolition Radio.
Okay,
and you're
I didn't.
When are you going to put me in the game? And then someone called up like, yeah, man, when are you going to put Ellis in the game? I'm like, let's go. I'll make a phone call.
I did not mean to do. I did not say I'm going on the show to get. I didn't care. I was like, I know my position in skateboarding. Very happy to be here. don't deserve to be in the
it worked.
game.
I mean, I wasn't the dictator of everything in the game. You know, it had to go by committee. It had to go by the developers, and they agreed.
Just know that I didn't come onto the demolition show and be like, today's the day. I'm going to get him on the spot. I don't.
You guys,
but I do remember when you put me in the game and I was at Colin's house and you gave me the code to bring me up.
Oh, it was the wrong code. That's right.
But then you figured it out.
Yeah.
I harassed you for like 15 minutes and then until you figured it out. And then there was like 30 people at Colin's house and I come up on the big TV on the game and everyone's like, yeah! And I was like, dude, I feel fucking great right now. Like, I feel like I really did something. Everyone's like, man, you're in the game. I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah. That's your tattoos. And I'm like, Now that you got the revamp games,
yeah,
I get harassed to the point where I've told people, hey, man, fucking easy. Like, I'm not in it anymore. Like, why isn't Ellis in it? I'm like, Ellis isn't in it. That's why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of missing characters that have been through the series that were not in those games. But if we get to do more, we have a chance to do more.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I just hope you do more games. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We will be back next week because we're fucking
addicted.
Podcasters. Yes.
Because we're hustlers.
And we're gonna figure out a way to fight each other. It's not gonna end.
Wait, what?
It's gonna end bad.
You gotta cut that out.
All right. Bye. See ya.